This pencil is used by Ken. Wash, washed, washed. Play, played, played. Open, opened, opened. Close, closed, closed. Use, used, used. Like, liked, liked. Spoke, spoken. Saw, seen. Wrote, written. Took, taken. Ate, eaten. Made, made. Heard, heard. Read, read. Found, found. Sold, sold. Did, done. Built, built. Played, opened, played. Used. Spoken, seen. Written, taken, eaten. Made, heard. Read, found. Sold. Done. Built, done. Built. Is, played. Soccer is played all over the world. Is, liked. Hiroshi is liked by Emmy. Is, used. English is used in many countries. Is, closed. This store is closed at 7. Is, spoken. English is spoken in New Zealand. Is, heard. This music is heard in winter. Are, seen. Beautiful flowers are seen in spring. Are, read. Is, cleaned. By, this room is cleaned by my mother. Are, used. By, him. These pencils are used by him. Is, liked. By, Mr. Suzuki is liked by all of his students. Is, visited. By, Kyoto is visited by many people. Is, spoken. In, English is spoken in Australia. Are, spoken. In, English and French are spoken in Canada. Is, written. In, this letter is written in easy English. Are, seen. Beautiful flowers are seen in spring. This room is cleaned by my mother. These pencils are used by him. English is spoken in Australia. This song is heard in spring. This book is read by many people. These books are written in English. Be, made. In, this camera is made in Japan. This computer is made in America. Made in, this camera is made in Japan. Is made in, this computer is made in America. Is made in China. This bike is made in China. This camera is made in Japan. This computer is made in America. Is, this pencil used by Ken. Yes, it is. No, it isn't he. This pencil isn't he. Used by Ken. Is spoken. It is. Yes, it is. Are used. They aren't. Isn't liked. Hiroshi isn't liked by Emmy. Is liked by he. Is. Yes, he is. Are used by him. They aren't. No, they aren't. Is spoken. In. It is. Yes, it is. Is used. In. It isn't. No, it isn't. Is read by it is. Yes, it is. Are seen. Are is this closed at. Is this store closed at 7? Made in. Is this computer made in America? Is this made in China? Is this bike made in China? This pencil is used by Ken. This pencil by Ken was used. Played, opened, played, used. Spoken, seen, written, taken, eaten, made, heard, read, found, sold. Done, built, done, built. Was used, were used. Was washed by. This car was washed by Tara. Were used by. These pencils were used by him. Was made by. This desk was made by Tara. Was written by. This letter was written by Yumi. Was taken in. This picture was taken in Tokyo. Was closed at 7. This store was closed at 7. Was found under. This key was found under the desk. Was built years ago. This house was built 30 years ago. This picture was taken in Tokyo. This desk was made by Tara. This letter was written by Yumi. This key was found under the desk. This school was built 10 years ago. This school was built 10 years ago. Was made by. It was. Yes, it was. Was this used by him? Wasn't. No, it wasn't. Was Ken liked by. He was. Yes, he was. Was Picture taken in. Was this picture taken in Tokyo? Was this store closed? Was this store closed at 7? Was this house built 30 years? Was this house built 30 years ago? Was this desk made by Tara? Was this picture taken in Hokkaido? Be made in. This camera was made in Japan. This computer was made in America. Made in. This camera was made in Japan. Was made in. This computer was made in America. Was made in China. This bike was made in China. Was made in. Was this computer made in America? Was this bike made in. Was this bike made in China? This camera was made in Japan. This computer was made in America. Was this bike made in China? Makoto. Makoto was loved by Yuri. Miyuki. But he loved Miyuki. Miyuki. Yuri wanted to kill Miyuki. But she didn't. Tara. Yuri was loved by Tara. Miyuki. Tara. Yuri. I will be your girlfriend. Tara. Miyuki was killed by Tara. Miyuki. A few months later, the ghost of Miyuki appeared. Yuri. It was seen only by Yuri. This pencil is used by Ken. These pencils are used by Ken. This desk was made by my father. This desk was made by my father. This letter was written by Yumi. Is Ken liked by Yumi? Was this desk made by your father? I have just cleaned my room. Finish. Finished. Finished. Start. Started. Started. Arrive. Arrived. Arrived. Visit. Visited. Visited. Use. Used. Used. Learn. Learned. Learned. Stay. Stayed. Stayed. Play. Played. Played. Live. Lived. Lived. Want. Wanted. Wanted. Been. Take. Took. Taken. Make. Made. Made. See. Saw. Seen. Read. 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 Meet. Met. Met. Tell. Told. Told. have, had, eat, ate, eaten. Write, wrote, written. Buy, bought, bought. Find, found, found. Hear, heard, heard. Sing, sang, sung. Do, did, done. Finished, started, arrived, visited, used, learned, stayed, played, lived, wanted. Been, taken, made, seen, read, met, told, had, eaten, written, bought, found, heard, sung, done. Have, read. I have just read the book. Have, cooked. I've cooked. Have, just, finished. I have just finished my homework. Have, just, washed. I have just washed my face. Have, just, had. I have just had dinner. Has, just, made. She has just made a dress. Has, just, bought. She has just bought the book. Has, just, finished. He's, just, finished. Has, just, arrived. The train has just arrived. Have, cleaned. I have already cleaned my room. Have, already, cooked. I have already cooked dinner. Has, already, finished. She has already finished her homework. Has, already, read. Yumi has already read the book. Has, already, started. The train has already started. Have, just, cooked. I have just cooked dinner. Has, just, finished. She has just finished her homework. Has, already, read. Yumi has already read the book. Has, already, started. The train has already started. I have just finished my homework. I have just written a letter. I have already made a chair. Yumi has already read the letter. The train has already arrived at the station. Have you finished your homework yet? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. No, not yet. Just, already, yet, not yet. Have finished yet. Have, yes, I have. Have you cleaned yet? Haven't. No, I haven't. Has, can, had, yet. He has, yes, he has. have, finished, yet, have, yes, I have, you, washed, yet, haven't, no, I haven't, has, written, yet, hasn't, no, he hasn't. I haven't finished my homework yet. Haven't finished yet. Haven't finished yet. I haven't finished the book yet. Hasn't made yet. Ken hasn't made a chair yet. Haven't finished yet. I haven't finished my work yet. Haven't cleaned yet. You haven't cleaned your room yet. Haven't had yet. We haven't had breakfast yet. Have just finished. Have already finished. Have finished yet. Haven't finished yet. I haven't finished my homework yet. I have just read the book. I have already read the book. Have you read the book yet? I haven't read the book yet. She has just arrived in Yokohama. She has already arrived in Yokohama. Has she arrived in Yokohama yet? She hasn't arrived in Yokohama yet. Have lived. Has lived. Last year. Since. I have. You have. We have. He has. She has. It has. For 3 hours. For 2 days. For a week. For 6 months. For 5 years. For a long time. Since this morning. Since yesterday. Since last Friday. Since January. Since 1976. Finish. Finished. Finished. Start. Started. Started. Arrive. Arrived. Arrived. Visit. Visited. Visited. Use. Used. Used. Learn. Learned. Learned. Stay. Stayed. Stayed. Play. Played. Played. Live. Lived. Lived. Want. Wanted. Wanted. Been. Take. Took. Taken. Make. Made. Made. See. Saw. Seen. Read. 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 Meet. Met. Met. Tell. Told. Told. Have. Had. Had. Eat. Ate. Eaten. write, wrote, written, buy, bought, bought, find, found, found, hear, heard, heard, sing, sang, sung, do, did, done, finished, started, arrived, visited, used, learned, stayed, played, lived, wanted, been, taken, made, seen, read, met, told, had, eaten, written, bought, found, heard, sung, done, have, lived. I have lived in Tokyo for 8 months. Has, studied. Have, watched. I have watched TV for a long time. Have, lived. In, for. I have lived in America for 10 years. Have, studied. Since. I have studied English since last year. Have, used. For. You have used this car for 3 days. Have, stayed. In. Since last Sunday. Has, played. For. Emmy has played tennis for 2 years. Has, worked. Since. My brother has worked since 2002. Has, practiced. Since last month. Have, studied. For 5 months. I have lived in Okinawa for 2 years. Emmy has played tennis for 3 weeks. My brother has worked since last year. Was, have, been. Has, been. Last year. Since. Have, been. Have, been. Has, been. Have, been. Has, been. Have, been. In, for. Has, been. For. Lucy has been sick for 2 years. Have, been. For. Years. For 8 years. Has, been. Since. It has been sunny since last Saturday. I have been in Kyoto for 3 days. Lucy has been sick for 2 years. Ken and Yumi have been friends for 8 years. Have you been in Tokyo for 3 days? Yes, I have. No, I have not, haven't, have, been, have, yes, I have, has, studied, has, yes, he has, have, been, for, have, yes, I have, studied, for, years, haven't, no, I haven't, has, been, since, he, has, yes, he has, lived, for, she, hasn't, no, she hasn't, have you been in Kyoto for a long time? Have you been busy for 2 hours? Has Ken been in the library since this morning? I have not been busy for 2 hours. I haven't been busy for 2 hours. Haven't been, haven't played for. I haven't played the piano for 2 months. Hasn't used since last year. How long have you been in Tokyo? For 2 years. Since last year. For. Since. How long? How long have lived in? For weeks. I've lived here for 2 weeks. How long have worked since month. I've worked there since last month. How long has stayed in? Stayed since last year. She stayed here since last year. How long have used for 2 years. They've used it for 2 years. How long have been for. I've been here for 2 weeks. How long have been in? Been for days. I've been here for 3 days. How long have been for 10 years. How long has been since month. Since last month. How long has been since he entered junior high school. How long have you been in Tokyo? How long have you been in Kyoto? How long have you lived in Hokkaido? How long has Emmy studied French? How long has he been sick? Have seen. I went to Nara 3 years ago. I have been to Nara once. Before. Once. Twice. 3 times. 4 times. Many times. Ever. Never. Finish. Finished. Finished. Start. Started. Started. Arrive. Arrived. Arrived. Visit. Visited. Visited. Use. Used. Used. Learn. Learned. Learned. Stay. Stayed. Stayed. Play. Played. Played. Live. Lived. Lived. Want. Wanted. Wanted. Been. Take. Took. Taken. Make. Made. Made. See. Saw. Seen. Read. 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 Meet. Met. Met. Tell. Told. Told. Have. Had. Had. Eat. Ate. Eaten. Write. Wrote. Written. Buy. Bought. Bought. Find. Found. Found. Hear. Heard. Heard. Sing. Sang. Sung. Do. Did. Done. Finished. Finished. Started. Started. Arrived. Arrived. Visited. Visited. Used. Used. Learned. Learned. Stayed. Stayed. Played. Played. Lived. Lived. Wanted. Wanted. Been. Taken. Made. Seen. Read. Met. Told. Had. Eaten. Written. Bought. Found. Heard. Sung. Have. Seen. Before. I have seen the Southern Cross before. Have. Read. 3 times. I have read the book 3 times. Have. Sung. Before. I have sung the song before. Have. Once. Have. Been. To. Twice. I have been to Okinawa twice. Have. Visited. Twice. I have visited Okinawa twice. Have. Been. To. Before. I have been to New York before. Have. Visited. Before. I have visited New York before. I have been to Tokyo 3 times. I have been to Kyoto many times. I have visited Osaka twice. I have seen a whale twice. I have made a chair once. I have written a love letter before. Have. You. ever got a love letter? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Have been to. Have. Yes, I have. Have ever been to. Haven't. No, I haven't. Have visited. Have. Yes, I have. Has ever visited. She hasn't. No, she hasn't. Have ever had. Have. Yes, I have. Have ever seen. Haven't. No, I haven't. Have you ever seen a UFO? Have you ever made a chair? Have you ever talked with her? I have never written a love letter. Have been to. I have never been to Okinawa. Have never written. I have never written a letter in English. Has never read. Ken has never read Saseki's Bachin. I have never been to Tokyo. I have never been to Kyoto. I have never visited Osaka. I have never seen a whale. I have never made a chair. I have never written a love letter. Before. Once. Twice. 3 times. 4 times. Many times. Ever. Never. Have been to. Times. I have been to Kyoto 3 times. Have ever been to. Have you ever been to Kyoto? Have never been to. I have never been to Kyoto. Have seen. Once. I have seen a whale once. Have ever seen. Have you ever seen a whale? Have never seen. I have never seen a whale. I have visited Tokyo 3 times. Have you ever visited Tokyo? I have never visited Tokyo. How many times have you been to Tokyo? Once. Twice. 3 times. Have been to. Twice. I have been to New York twice. Have visited. Twice. I have visited New York twice. Have ever been to. Haven't. No, I haven't. Have been to. I have never been to Okinawa. How many have been to. Times. I've been there 4 times. How many times have been to. Once. I've been there once. I have been to Kyoto many times. I have never been to Tokyo. I've been there 3 times. Just, already, yet, for, days, for, years, for, a, long, time, since, this, morning, since, last, Friday, how, long, before, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, many times, 3 times, ever, never, how many times, how many times, have just made, have already made, have made yet, haven't made yet. I haven't made a cake yet. Have been, for, I have been in Okinawa for 2 weeks. Have been, since, I have been in Okinawa since last year. How long, have been, for, I've been here for 2 weeks. Have visited, before, I have visited Okinawa before. Have ever visited, have you ever visited Okinawa? Have never visited, I have never visited Okinawa. How many times, have visited, times, 3 times, have been in, for, 3 days, have been to, 3 times. How long, have you been in? How many times, have you been to? In, I have been in Kyoto for a week. 2. I have been to Kyoto once. How long, have been in, for, I've been here for 2 weeks. How long have you been in Kyoto? How many have been to? Times. I've been there 4 times. I've been there 3 times. Had, heard, said, read, told, sold, made, stood, understood, found, held, thought, thought. Bought, bought. Taught, taught. Caught, caught. Met, met. Kept, kept. Left, left. Sent, sent. Felt, felt. Built, built. Slept, slept. Spent, spent. Lost, lost. Sat, sat. Got. Was, been, were, been. Did, done. Gave, given. Took, taken. Wrote, written. Spoke, spoken. Broke, broken. Rode, ridden. Knew, known. Drew, drawn. Grew, grown. Flew, flown. Went, gone. Saw, seen. Ate, eaten. Showed, shown. Began, begun. Swam, swum. Sang, sung. Ran, run. Came, come. Became, become. Cut, cut. Put, put. Hit, hit.